Hi, Joyce. Nice to see you. I have a couple of questions for you. Are you ready to get started?
Okay, yeah, sure, Amelia.
First question is, do you need an agent to become an actor? And how do you go about getting an agent?
Okay, no, you do not need an agent to start acting. It depends on the kind of acting you're interested in. Now, if you want to audition for commercials, then an agent is very helpful. But if you want to work on independent films, usually your agent doesn't get you the role. Usually it's something that you do yourself. So there are things you can do without an agent to get started. Eventually, you want to have an agent, but the agent probably isn't going to be interested in you until you get some experience. And so that's something you have to do on your own. And to get an agent, you need to submit a headshot and resume. And the agent is going to need to see some credits. Now, if you don't have a lot of film credits or whatever, you can put down classes you've taken.
How did you get your first acting job, and what was it?
Well, it depends on if you count non-paying roles when you say job, because I've been acting most of my life. I didn't come to it late like some people do. But my first on-camera gig was, I was teaching acting and film and theater and humanities and some things. And I was doing community theater on the side and extra work. And then I took early retirement and I started taking classes because I knew I needed work, not so much in acting itself, but as in on-camera experience. And then I started doing some student films. And then I got cast in a reality TV role. It was probably my first paying role. It's hard to think. That was back in 2002. So it's quite a while ago. But that was for a series where they recreated crimes and stuff. And I used to, initially, I was just getting my auditions from Craigslist and The Reader and Performing and things like that. And then I started getting agents.
Is doing voiceover work the same or different than acting on camera? Is it easier or is it harder?
It depends on the kind of voiceover work you're talking about. If you're talking about recording audiobooks, it's harder. I did a few audiobooks and I don't really want to do any more audiobooks. It's so time consuming for not so much pay. But in general, voiceover work is easier than on-camera work. I had an audition the other day for something that was all medical terminology, and that was kind of tough. But most scripts are, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. So you record at home and you're done in maybe half an hour or something. So it's very easy work if you can get it, but it's not easy to get.
Did you need or do any training for acting, and if so, where did you do training?
Okay, I got a master's in theater from Northwestern University, and so I had stage acting training in college, and then when I took the early retirement and started acting on camera, I took classes at some places like, Act One Studios, which I think no longer exists, and Chicago Actor Studio, things like that, places like that, non-credit places where you could get real practice on camera.
Any advice for someone like me becoming an actor?
Okay. Don't aim too high I mean, not that you should limit yourself, but start with simple things to build your credits. Do community theater, or well, now it's streaming theater, whatever you can get to build up your credits and your experience and your resume and all that. You want to get firsthand experience with things. The other thing to watch out for, and this is kind of an outside chance, is if you should get, it's unlikely, but if it's possible, you could get a SAG role, which is the Screen Actors Guild, that's the union. If you have the opportunity to join, don't do it. Do not do it until you have to, and until you have enough experience. I mean, for example, there was someone who posted on Facebook the other day, I guess she must have gotten into the union through a voiceover gig, and she said, I'm in the union and I don't have any acting experience, and I was wondering where I should start. And she shouldn't have joined. You need to be really ready to join. And it's very exciting when you get that letter from SAG saying you are invited to join, but you don't want to do it. It's not until you have your third SAG role, SAG or AFTRA role, that you have to join. Okay, so that would be the other bit of advice.
Okay, good to know. And what has been one of your favorite projects you've worked on, or character you've played?
Well, the most exciting one was, even though it was a small role, was being on Better Call Saul and being flown out to Albuquerque to shoot and all that. That was very exciting. Another one that was cool was I was in a Civil War film called Dog Jack, and once again, that was a small role, but it was so neat to be there with the sets and the costumes and the horses and all that, with the Civil War reenactors and everything. That was really pretty cool. And some of the bigger acting roles I've had have been in films that never get seen anywhere. Like I had one that I shot a year or two ago where I played a Polish Holocaust survivor and all that. And it never was seen by anybody. Shown one evening, that was it.
Okay, and then one more question for you. What future projects are you working on?
Okay, I just completed a couple of projects. I was in a web series called What Did Clyde Hide? And I was in a play that was streamed called A Very COVID Christmas Carol. And I have a couple of films. I don't have anything that's lined up right now, but I do have a couple of films that are in post-production. So they're still being edited, that should be coming out sometime this year, hitting festivals, that kind of thing. And I got an offer for an audition today for Chicago Fire, for somebody who's in a couple of scenes, but you have to be in Chicago right now, and I'm not in Chicago right now. I made a mistake, but who knew what the future would be, and flew out to LA for the winter, and though I get some work here and everything shut down because of COVID. And I missed out on that audition. So you never know. But no, nothing planned right now, but that's a good sign for this year that I got called in for that.
Sounds exciting. I look forward to seeing stuff.
Yeah, you can see some of it online. You could go to my YouTube channel to see some of it, or go to Showgirls to see, or Google What Did Clyde Hide if you want to see that. But I'm one of 17 people in that.
I'll definitely visit that site.
Yeah.
And that was the last question I have for you. So thank you for your time.
Well, you're welcome.
So yeah.
Okay, so good luck with your acting ambitions.
Thank you.